Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 61 of the Tiny Disc Podcast, a show about games and life. I'm Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined by our Paxy boy, Jack Cepeda.
I'm unpaxified. I didn't pax myself like y'all Paxers paxed. Happy post-Pax, people.
And our other Pax man, Collin Sparling.
Is that like code for saying like you're packing heat? Like you just you paxing? Is that what kids call it nowadays?
I'm Paxing, yo.
Oh God, I'm pretty
Chilling
sure that's
out,
not
Maxin and Paxin.
I don't know if that's a tasteful joke nowadays, guys.
Rip.
Rip.
So it is the weekend after PAX. Collin and I, PAX West. Collin and I actually did get to go to Friday of PAX West, which was insane. It was crazy.
It was insane. This was my first big boy games expo. And
wait, what? Come on, give Columbus some love. GDEX was so good.
Hey, GDEX was, at least there was something. You know, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And there was passionate people there. That's what matters. But PAX was, I will say, on another level. PAX was like, you know, you're waiting football fields away from the expo center to get in the morning, and then you walk in and it just opens up and it's like you're in video game heaven. Like you just, like, as soon as we walked in, we saw banners for Kingdom Hearts 3 and lines around the corner to play demos. And then you see, you know, PlayStation, Nintendo, Devolver, fucking Square Enix, Sega, just so much. It was amazing. It was like, it was definitely like, it's one of those dream come true moments for me, for sure. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've always been like, yeah, I want to go to like that or like E3 or something like that. And it was just, I don't know, it definitely lived up, man. Just walking around there and just see everyone be so excited was awesome. I also walked past Markiplier, so there's that.
Same. Yeah.
Whoa.
That was cool.
Yeah, he was Jay chillin'. He's a lot shorter in person.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's also, isn't he half Filipino, I think?
He's got some sort of Asian in him.
Yeah.
Some kind of Asian.
He's some kind of Asian.
Some kind of Asian. Damn it.
He's one of them foreigners.
Oh God, is this that Jackie Chan movie?
The Chinaman.
Oh man.
No.
Robert,
Dude,
stop.
Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature.
No, but that's the name of the book that the foreigner's based on. Fun fact. You can see why they changed
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one that told you that, Robert.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout
I'm
out
just
to
bringing it up again.
Markiplier, a fellow Ohio boy from Cincinnati, Ohio.
From Cincy, the medium place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So,
But no, going to that was super awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the expo floor, Robert?
so to me, what I both love and hate about PAX. So I love that there are so many people like coming together to like celebrate video games, to talk about video games, to play games, to learn about games. Like this is just a huge celebration, and so many people showed up. And I hate that so many people showed up because that means you can't play shit.
Nope. No. If you go to something like PAX and you're expecting to play like every AAA title in the place in a day, you're shit out of fucking luck.
Yeah, like
it's just not happening.
Yeah, I heard. So here's the thing: after we got our badges, right, we go up these 4 flights of escalators, and then just immediately there are like security people just pointing like, "Go this way, go this way. You have to go this way." Like, not even explaining anything. You're just telling you to fucking start moving in that direction.
Just herding you like cattle.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you basically make a gigantic circle outside of the convention center to come back into the convention center. Like that's where the line is essentially. And the first thing you see when you walk in is Kingdom Hearts 3. Very first, like you walk in the doors and it's like, there it is. There's Sora, there's Riku, there's Donald and Goofy. I saw on Twitter that by 10:03, which doors opened at 10, by 10:03, no one else could get in line for Kingdom Hearts for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're like, we know what you like, you fucking dweebs. It's right here. Come
Dude,
and get
I was
it.
so like, because this was like, I was like, okay, if there's any game I want to play while I'm here, of course it's Kingdom Hearts 3. But no, the way they did the demo was they handed out tickets. It was like a first come first serve basis, and each ticket had like an appointment time on it.
Yeah.
And so like by the time we even came close to the door, tickets were gone. Yeah,
And then
so
You had to like camp out.
yeah, they were booked up all the way through the end of the day.
Right.
Yep.
And then like around 4 o'clock or so, they opened up another line for tickets for Saturday. which I mean we weren't going Saturday anyway. But yeah, it was insane. And all the big AAA devs had their own way of doing it. Most of them did just like get in line, first come, first serve. Ubisoft did an interesting thing where you get in line to go up to a computer where you put in your name and then like the time you want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey or The Division 2 or whatever else, Rainbow Six Siege, and then you have your time, your appointment set, and you just need to come back at that time, which was cool.
Cool. I think that's a much better way to do it, though. That way you're not, pressed for just stand in line for hours.
Yeah.
You know, because that was like, that was the vast majority of the big AAA devs. Like they had the Spider-Man booth there and like the Resident Evil 2 remake booth, which was super awesome, by the way. It was cool. Like a giant. Yeah, it was like a giant booth that was supposed to look like the Raccoon City police station.
Yeah, they just they set up a giant cardboard like thing you could walk into of the Raccoon City PD.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah. And there was like severed limbs everywhere and like gore and all kinds of blood everywhere.
Real actual gore. It was weird.
So surprising. The police station was like Resident Evil Labo.
Yeah, it's the new Labo actually. Labo Pack 2.
Beautiful,
you see Nintendo people in the back taking notes. Oh shit!
This is what we need to build.
This is the next Labo extension. Wow. Rated M for mature. But yeah, that and like Spider-Man, just a line around the corner, dude. There's no hope playing those games, not at all.
Oh, dude, the line for Devil May Cry though. Whoa.
Oh, Devil May Cry line, Devil May Cry 5 line was all day.
And I
wish, guys, if I could just chime in here real quick, in the middle of your love story here. So, why are there huge lines? This cracks me up. Like for the games that are coming out literally next week, people are like, I'm waiting here fucking planting my flag 3 hours. Fuck it.
Yeah,
dude. That's
why
was a thing.
That's why I didn't want to play Spider-Man, because I was like, I'm going to play it in literally a week. I'm fine. Gosh. I can wait.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, exactly. If they had something like, I don't know,
Final Fantasy VII, I would have waited all day.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake. They just, of course I'd be waiting in line for that. Some up and away game. But we did get to play a couple of games. Robert and I got to check out Biomutant, which was that game that kind of got announced and everyone was like hyping themselves up over a trailer that was basically just all cinematics. And everyone's like, oh, this game looks cool. It's like Redwall, but like Cyberpunk and blah, blah, blah. And then they released the gameplay trailer and it looks okay, but we got to hands-on play it. And boy, it was... it's pretty rough.
Not great. Not great.
It was not great at all. Camera controls were pretty bad. Enemies were like all died in one hit. Like most of the time you were really just smashing a button and your character was just like flying all around the screen and you're like, I don't know what's happening. So everything's dying.
I want to point out. So that was a THQ Nordic game, right? So like every dev had their own booth. THQ Nordic had their booth where they brought 3 games: Biomutant, Darksiders 3, and Generation Zero. No one was manning the booths. Like there was no one from THQ Nordic that I could find that was like, oh, hey, welcome. Like, you want to try out our game? This is the game Generation Zero. You can get in line there. Like no one was directing anything. Right. So, and then on top of that, there wasn't really a line, which is why we played those games. Cause like, I mean, you didn't have to wait. You could pretty much just jump on and play.
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree with Collin there that Biomutant kind of sucks donkey balls, dude. It's not great.
How far along is it in development? I mean, is it still in like alpha?
They announced the release date. Go ahead and can you look that up for me?
No,
Robert?
It's still 2019. There's no.
Is it? Oh, there's no release.
Date.
There's no hard date.
No, okay. It's still set for 20. So we're still within a year of its projected release date. So you'd think it'd feel. I mean, it felt pretty polished. Like there wasn't anything as bad as like missing assets or something like that. But I don't know. It just felt very floaty. It felt very like there was a delay, even though there really wasn't. But it just felt like you weren't really in control of your character.
Do you think it's something they can fix before launch or not?
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of quality control and balancing and fixing it and all that stuff. Because I mean, the game was running at a low resolution. Like the frame rate was like a little choppy. Like everything just was, I don't know, it just didn't feel done. Obviously it's a demo, so that's what the caveat that like I know a lot of demos they knock them down to easy mode on purpose and among other changes. So I'm not going to go out of my way and say it's representative of the game, but it's not a great first look.
Yeah. Here's the thing, they are things that they can fix before the release probably, but after playing it, I'm kind of like, I'm not even sure if I care. Like even if it's a fully polished product, I'm kind of not into it. It's kind of boring. It's like it's funny. It's like a poor man's Devil May Cry in how it plays, because you have a ton of weapons, like melee weapons that you can switch between. You do light and heavy attacks, and you always have a gun that you can shoot whenever you want. And then you still run around like double jumping and comboing and shit like that. It feels like Devil May Cry, but just without that pristine polish that DMC has. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's just kind of like, why buy that? It just seems like a mediocre kind of product. And I want to be wrong. I want Biomutant to blow me away. I want it to like be something great. But so far, it just doesn't have much promise to me.
No chutzpah.
Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, though. I mean, there's a lot can change from gameplay demos that they have at Expos. So, given that they don't have a hard release date for next year, who knows? It could be a late release next year.
Holiday
and
or
it
something.
could end up being half decent. Yeah. And then we also got to play Darksiders 3. And honestly, kind of disappointed by that one, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
don't
even
tell me
more.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was like the only action button that worked was your jump button and your light attack button, right? So like square and X, or like X and A if you're an Xbox guy. And like that's it. You just mash those buttons and run around and kill things. And it wasn't like telling you really where to go. There wasn't really like any sort of clear path. I don't know. Like I've played the first game in the series, and I actually enjoyed Darksiders 1 quite a bit. It's like a good mashup between like a Zelda and like a God of War sort of game. A lot of dungeons and puzzles, but also like awesome action, like an awesome basically battle mechanics. And
it's basically Ocarina of Time. Ocarina, one of those.
Yeah,
it's basically
Ocarina of Time
Time
with a more complex battle system.
Yeah.
And even
But,
Part 2 is really good, I think.
I've never actually played 2. I will say that. I've heard it's good. But Darksiders 3, man, the state that we played it in just was a little rough. It was just a little rough.
And here's what's worrying, right? Do you know when that game comes out?
Oh, no.
It's only a couple months, isn't it?
October, November. I think November. And
Oh,
so they're pretty close to, if not have already gone gold. Like they probably put it on discs by now.
Right.
Day
It
one
didn't look.
patch.
It wasn't as rough as Biomutant, though. I will say that.
It looked better, but it also still looked like, it feels like it's a low resolution still for a game coming out in 3 months,
Right.
And the gameplay felt very shallow, because it's a character action game, right? It's a hack and slasher, but when you only have a light attack, it's kind of like, am I missing something? Am I missing a combo or some kind of mechanic? Because there was no heavy
Right.
attack. And what's funny is your character Fury, she uses like a whip, right, to attack. So it reminded me a lot of the 3D character action games, the Castlevania ones, Lords of Shadow. But
Okay.
it was just not, I don't know, there was something missing. It just felt like the gameplay didn't have much depth to it.
Yeah, it was like you're sitting there mashing X, and you're like, okay, I guess this is the game, and then yeah, that's it. Like
That's like my
they're-
whole last year in video games. Smash
Yeah,
X,
like-
this is a game.
Yeah. No,
Here's
it
my
was like,
Darksiders
yeah,
3 review. It's a game.
Yeah, it's like either it's like a 3D Castlevania, or like, you know what it really reminded me of, Jack, was that, did you ever play Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones?
No,
The third one in
but
the trilogy?
I know what you're talking about, but no,
The sequel to Warrior Within. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like you could play as the Dark Prince in that game, and even he, like much like Fury in Darksiders 3, had like the hair sticking up in the air, and he's like a super edgy character. And then he had like a bladed whip that looks pretty much identical to the one that Fury uses in Darksiders 3, and the combat just felt super similar to that. And I mean, that's not really good considering that game is 2000s is over 10 years old.
I would
right.
say Two Thrones felt better to play the combat.
I think it did. Yeah.
I think it did.
Dud. Yeah.
Yeah,
Both duds.
I don't know, dude. What's worrying to me, right, is like that's 2 out of 3 for THQ Nordic that were pretty bad for me.
Right.
And
Right.
it scares me because I mean, like THQ's storied
They-
history.
Exactly. They just they just came out from basically came back from the dead essentially because of Nordic, which was super interesting to me why they did that. Because Nordic, revived THQ, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna take THQ and put THQ in front of our name on top of that.
I mean, probably for brand recognition.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the main reason why. But I mean, THQ basically drove themselves in the ground towards the end of their life cycle originally.
Yeah. And the thing is, so because of those two pretty bad showings, to me, I'm like, man, Generation Zero looked really cool. Like that first trailer that came out, that's it was that game that's like, Soviet Russia kind of thing, but there are like a lot of robots that have gone rogue. It's a first-person shooter. I thought that universe looked interesting. It looked like a good twist on like a Fallout-y style universe. I didn't want to play it. I was scared. Like, oh man, what if it's as bad as Darksiders or Biomutant? Like, I kind of don't want to find out.
I was kind of more interested in playing the demo for Metal Wolf Chaos XD.
Fuck yes, you were.
I didn't get a chance to play it. I was so sad. I passed the booth, and yeah, sorry, Jack.
Was there a long line?
No, there wasn't. I mean, there's a few people playing it. Like, it wasn't like it definitely garnered attention.
That would have been an easy one for me.
Yeah, dude, Devolver had a good showing this year, actually.
Devolver had an awesome booth. They had like very solid games going on.
Yeah, so they had like a center part that was just a bunch of like, it kind of looks like giant arcade cabinets, but it's still just like, a PC there. And they're not really like cabinets, I guess, but they're set up kind of big, right? And they had games like Gato Roboto, which I wanted to play, didn't get a chance to. They had Metal Wolf Chaos, of course. And then like to the left and right of those center showings, they had gigantic billboards, essentially. So the left, they had The Messenger, and to the right, I don't remember what game. My Friend Pedro.
The blood. Was it Blood Bananas and
Blood Bullets Bananas?
Yeah, that's right.
The sequel to Diddy Kong Racing.
Yes, exactly.
Blood Bullets Bananas.
No, dude.
That's like what is it, like Machine Guns and Cannoli or something? I can't remember.
Same.
What?
It's like an indie game on PSN. Never mind.
And you play as like stereotypical Italian gangsters?
Yeah, you do, with a trench coat and everything. Guns, Glory, and Cannoli or something like that. I can't remember.
No idea.
That sounds awesome.
It's where Mario goes rogue.
Yes. It's a Waluigi's origin story.
Wow. No, Waluigi looks like he'd be a pretty good Italian mobster.
Yeah.
He could pull it off. No, I wish I played some of Devolver's games, though. I didn't get a chance, although I did get review copy of The Messenger, so I'm working on that right now. It's actually very fun. I'll talk about that later in our games section. But now I'm trying to think of
there's a story going along with that, too. So we get to go through the show floor, and I mean, those are the two games we got to play. I mean, everyone had basically really cool booths. Also, shout out Pink Gorilla here in Seattle had their own booth there, so they were doling out some retro games and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to talk to Kelsey or Cody, the owners. I wanted to talk to them, but they were super busy. They were getting slammed, actually. There was quite a few people like buying stuff at their booth, which is awesome. Support local businesses.
Cool.
Gosh, what else? One of the highlights for me was we got to go to the Quest for the Best Superman Game panel, which was super cool. It was headed by Greg Miller, Jared Petty, Corey Barlog of God of War fame. And who was the other guy? Was it Scott Lowe, Robert?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Quest for the Best Superman Game? Did I hear you right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically they went through like every single Superman game that had been made, essentially, and basically talked about like why they weren't that great, if at all. And then each one of the panelists gave pitches as to what they would do with the Superman IP if they were to make a game. So basically, Greg Miller had probably the most detailed one. Dude gave like this. I don't know. It seemed like he went on for there. Jared Petty was the guy who was modding, and he was like, "Okay, you got 3 minutes." Next thing you know, Greg Miller just goes off. He's like, "Okay, so my name is Greg Miller, and here's my pitch for a Superman game." Blah 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 blah. Like, just go, dude. Like, he had it all the way down to like the different camera angles that would happen, and when certain shit would happen, what the gameplay was like, when each beat of the story would happen, and like completely just based in all Superman lore that I know nothing about, and I'm not gonna try to act like I know anything about. But it was just super fucking impressive. And so I was like, oh God, like what is everyone? There's no way in hell everybody else on this panel has like that detailed of a pitch. Oh, sure. But Cory Barlog comes out swinging, man, and he's like, well, okay, so we're gonna do like a very story heavy game that deals with very psychological themes and like thinking about how Superman deals with hearing all these people in his head and crying for help and blah blah blah. And it was like a super cool idea, but he didn't give like any sort of gameplay loop, and I actually got to call him out on that when they had the Q&A at the end. Yeah, I was like, dude, so like
Cory Barlog, you called him out.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, calling out's a harsh word, but
this isn't gonna be the only YouTube video this year that you upload crying after this question.
Oh my God. But no, I went up for the Q&A and I was like, yeah, Cory, you're like the premise of your game sounds super awesome, but I was like, so what's the gameplay loop like? And he's like, you caught onto my secret. I don't have a gameplay loop. You noticed. And I was like, yeah. And I can't remember. Do you remember what he said, Robert?
I don't remember. I kind of like, as much as I love Superman, I kind of like glazed over in that panel.
Holy fuck, Robert's too cool for the room. He's so cool, dude. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here for the fucking bitches.
You want to know why I kind of glazed over? You want to know why I kind of glazed over on that panel? So, we were in the panel that was in that theater before, right? The hour before. Jack, we were in a Devil May Cry 5 panel. Where they basically...
with the creator of fucking Devil May Cry.
We had all the creators.
Kamiya was there?
Yeah. And it was just like, hey, so here's Devil May Cry 5. Here's like all the weapons you get. Here's some gameplay. Damn. Here's like the story of it. And Collin wants to leave halfway through because like, well, I'm worried we're not going to be able to get into that Superman panel. And I'm like, okay, sure. And
if it was a Joker panel, Robert would have been balls deep in it.
Sure, but even then, I probably wouldn't have cared because the Superman panel, like, here's the thing. The DMC panel, fucking packed to the brim. Like, if we didn't get there when we did, probably wouldn't have gotten a seat at all. The Superman panel, fucking like a tenth of the people that went to the DMC didn't even have to wait it. Like we could have waited in line and still gotten decent seats.
Yeah, but Robert, I had to have front row.
Dude, I don't know. For me, I was kind of like, well, I could have found out more about DMC, but this is fine too.
Wow. Okay, I understood. All right, you're painting a good picture there, Robert. I get it.
Yeah, I understand, Robert. But kudos to Robert though for sticking it out and dealing with my ass because the Superman panel was like the big thing that I cared about during the day because I knew Cory Barlog, Greg Miller, and Jared Petty were going to be there, and no
shout
one
out
else. To them. Yeah, I mean, shout out to them, dude. Like they stuck around and hung out afterwards, and I got to bullshit with Greg Miller and Cory Barlog. And they were just super nice guys. Got to take pictures with them and like telling them how much like they inspired me to get into the industry and shit like that was just the fucking coolest. They were like,
that's cool.
The sweetest of dudes.
They say never to meet your idols.
Yeah, I've heard that before too. But you know what? I said fuck it because I wanted to take this opportunity because the thing about Greg Miller and Cory Barlog is they're like two guys that are super interactive when it comes to their communities and things like that. Mm-hmm. So like I know I have like a general sense of like how they take fan meetups and things like that. Jared Petty was just as nice. He just was rushing around and stuff, so he didn't get to talk a whole lot. But no, super cool guys, and getting to take a picture of them was even cooler. So now I'll have that forever. But no, so we got out of that panel, and then we headed back towards the expo hall. And did we play something else, Robert?
We played a ton of games.
That's when we got to play Dark.
We played a ton of games, dude. Ton of games.
Yeah, just a ton.
No. Yeah, I'm serious. So we like there. Okay, so Geico apparently, the lizard man with the car insurance.
Oh yeah, that's right. How could I forget?
15 minutes can save you 15 something.
Chill.
Geico sponsor us. I'll get it right if you sponsor us. So they had a Geico gaming booth where they were fucking having a Hearthstone tournament. So sure, I guess. Okay. And they had basically a partnership with Bandai Namco.
I did that too.
Bamco.
Yeah, Bamco. They had a relationship. Bumbo. Yeah, they had a relationship with them or something because they had a ton of Bamco games set up there too that you could just play on PS4s. So we kind of did a round. We played Jump Force. That anime as fuck, like, hey, you ever wanted to see all your shonen anime characters in a fighting game? Here they are, that kind of thing. It was better than I thought it'd be, but still, like, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't much. It wasn't like, it didn't blow us away or anything. It was pretty. It looked good.
It was really pretty. I could watch footage of that game all day. But playing it felt better than playing a Naruto Ultimate Storm game. but it still kind of felt like the kind of gameplay where it'd take you an hour to feel like, well, that was $60 of my time, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games where it's like, you're like, okay, so I'm getting, you wait through the fan servicey stuff if you're a big fan of anime and blah, blah, blah. And then like, I don't know, maybe 5 hours, you're like, I'm good. I feel like that's the type of game that it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something where like it'd be hard to justify, like gameplay wise, it's hard to justify getting it because it's still your simple like light attack, heavy attack, grab, and do your super special like Kamehameha moves or whatever, right? But there's still something to be said about like, dude, I am playing as Goku and I'm beating up Naruto in a realistic rendition of New York City. Like that's cool.
Yeah. And it's definitely a game that would look really good on your 4K HDR TV. Like, fuck me. It's a good looking game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of colors going on, and it would take full advantage of that HDR you got going on.
Yeah, no, Jack, I know you're a huge anime fan.
Just massive. His eyes aren't glazing over at all.
Yeah, I know you're excited to play this game. So when it comes out, what character are you going to play as the most, do you think?
Pants?
Pants.
Is that the name of one of the Dragon Ball characters?
Yeah, no, Pants. He's the
Don't act like it's not too far off base. It's pretty close.
So after Goku dies, he hands the torch to his son, Pants.
Wait.
What?
Robert, I think he means best genist.
I think he means Trunks.
That too.
Oh, there you go. Trunks. That's what I meant to say. Swimwear. A swim attire? No, but there's no smooth way to do this, but can allow me to awkwardly steer back to 15 minutes ago, the podcast when you guys were talking about Superman. Did you guys hear the news recently that the fucker that plays Superman in Justice League is going to be fucking Geralt?
Geralt
Geralt of Rivia.
Fucking the Netflix. Oh, that really just sunk that whole project for me.
Oh, dude,
Henry Cavill.
It made me so excited because like somebody made just a fucking great tweet. They're like, man, I love that Henry Cavill's playing Geralt of Rivia. I love the part in like Mission Impossible where he like reloaded his fists. He was like, and it's like I can't wait to watch him reload swords.
Such a bad casting decision.
I feel like though his face could, like, they give him the right makeup, he could make a pretty good Geralt.
I don't see it at all. I think they got him for the name.
I think he's got the his name, because Justice League is such a fucking popular movie.
Well, he's the front. I mean, he's a leading man, is what I mean. And did you guys see Mission Impossible? I can't remember.
No,
we didn't.
His best movie easily.
Mission Impossible. Was it Fallout?
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was in it.
Dude, he's in the trailers. His best movie he's ever done. So maybe this is an upswing for him. We'll hope. But maybe. All right, terrible casting. Go ahead, proceed. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That Geralt thing, I'm interested to see where it goes personally. I don't know.
That's a wait and see thing for me.
Yeah,
maybe not.
So aside from Jump Force, we also played My Hero Wants Justice, which is another fucking anime ass fighting game. That game's already been out. It came out like 2 weeks ago. So like short and sweet, it sucks. It's not great. It's not a good.
Yeah, it's basically like, hey, we're gonna take Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, give it a shitty camera, and then reskin it with My Hero's Academia or My Hero. You
guys aren't going to talk about every single game that sucked this weekend, are you? Because this is going to be a long show.
We are. Well, I mean, we didn't really play that much.
What the fuck? Let me hear about the highlights.
Okay, fine.
All right,
fucking
so the highlight,
Soul Calibur 6.
Yep.
We got to play a match of that, and it felt pretty good. That was my first time playing a Soul Calibur, and it felt like, I don't know, it felt like a Tekken game, but with swords and shit.
Swords. Yep. Blades. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I've been playing the Soul Calibur series since freaking Soul Blade on PlayStation 1.
Same.
And I grew up, that's like a near and dear to my heart sort of series. I haven't really played, I haven't gotten hard into it since, I think 3? Was that on the PS2?
Does your soul still burn?
Yeah. Does your soul still burn? Step back onto the stage of history. Yeah. All that. I love that shit. It's so cheesy.
Is it Sophitia or Sophitia to you?
Oh, damn. I don't even. I can't even picture who you're talking about.
I always said Sophitia, but
don't they say they don't say it in the game?
I don't know. I was a youngin.
Yeah, because the soul still burns of Mitsurugi. All that shit.
Yeah.
But no, solid game, dude. Like it felt relatively tight. I felt like though, like after we've been spoiled with a lot of the Arc System Works that's been coming out, you know, Dragon Ball Fighters, it felt a little clunky. But I think that's because playing those 2D like fast-paced fighters and then going to a more 3D fighter with a lot of like combos and animations and stuff like that. I don't know. Didn't feel as good to me.
Well, so the thing about the fighting genre, though, it's like it's impossible to say there's only one good fighting game, right? Like, because
I wouldn't say that.
There's different fighting games for different styles. Like, there are people who are really into the Arc Sys work of like, you know, super quick, fast-paced, assists up the ass kind of stuff. Then there are people who are into the really like the chess match of fighting games, Street Fighter, and then the more like give an inch, take a mile of like Tekken or Soul Calibur. You know, they're different styles, and I think playing Soul Calibur 6 has elevated its chutzpah to me. Like, I'm interested. I don't know if it's a day one buy, but only because it's surrounded by so many games coming out at that time where I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna have the time or money to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing Geralt of Rivia though in a fighting game.
Ooh, yeah, no, I got to play him. He feels pretty good, honestly. Like, he feels a lot like playing The Witcher, but in a fighting game.
Yeah, they nailed his vibe perfectly. Sword fighting style and all.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat. But I think is that all the games we played?
Well, there was that one booth we stopped at with the like those guys, Mega Cat Studios.
Oh, that's right. How could we forget? Boyfriend Dungeon.
No,
Jack.
No. Well, I mean, I was going to talk about Boyfriend Dungeon later, but I was bringing up that place that makes retro games.
Oh, the homebrew. Yeah, we started a homebrew booth.
Yeah, they homebrew Super Nintendo and Nintendo games and Genesis games.
I'm sure we'll see that at Portland Retro Game Expo too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a huge thing there.
I'm surprised you didn't think about them, Colin. You're more of a retro my dick guy.
There's a lot of going. You know, there's a lot that happened this weekend. All right, come in some slack.
Fair.
That was pretty cool.
How big was the floor?
Huge.
There was multiple floors.
Like, I would say at least 2.5 football fields worth.
The more I hear about this, the more jealous I am, because they used to call it PAX Prime, and then they told it now it's just PAX West and there's PAX East. I feel like the forgotten redheaded stepchild in PAX South, because it was not as cool as what I'm hearing from you guys, the one in San Antonio. So I'm not even going this year.
You know, I want to go to PAX South this year though.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm interested.
Okay. Why?
Just to go to another PAX.
Oh, okay. It's not as fun, I'm telling you, for what it sounds like. But hey.
Yeah, and then we got to play Boyfriend Dungeon, which I'm a fan of. That game is surprisingly good. And I heard about it at first because on Game Luster we published an article about how they reached their Kickstarter goal within 12 hours, I believe. It was a small goal.
Crap.
But yeah, I mean, it was like, I think it was like $50,000.
Turns out people want to put their boyfriends in a dungeon. Go figure.
Yeah. No, so what this game is, right? It's like Dream Daddy, a dating simulator, right? A dad dating simulator. Where you're dating your weapons and they're all hot boys. One of them's a girl. And the more you date them during the day, the stronger they get. So when you go into the dungeon and use them as weapons, they're stronger and you can go further in the dungeon. Which is
Stay woke.
It's called the Dunge. DUNJ.
Oh yeah.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah. This game is like it's so much better than you expected to be gameplay wise. Like it's isometric action based not hack and slash, almost Diablo-esque.
Yeah, it's Diablo. It feels like Bastion, in some ways.
Yeah. It's not like you're using commands to like do certain attacks like you would in Diablo. It's more so Zelda-esque.
It's light and heavy attacks, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Very action-based.
With a dodge roll. But the gameplay was surprising. Like, it's very polished. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's not like groundbreaking, innovative with that dungeon crawling isometric action, but it's polished. It's better than I think it deserves to be, because when you tell someone, hey, you want to play a game where you date your weapons and then you can fight with them in the dungeon, it sounds like a joke. You know, it sounds like someone got drunk one night and was like, dude, I'm going to make a game. But it's actually very solid.
Right, exactly. And I mean, the cherry on top is the fact that you heal with bubble tea. I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Jeez.
You literally pick up little bubble teas, and that's how you.
It's
heal.
only a
It's pretty
matter of
great.
time.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game. I'd recommend. I think it's supposed to come out sometime next year on Steam. So I don't know. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Corey Barlog was giving it some love on Twitter. Just
That's
a
true.
shout out to that. So
Yeah, the guy who made God of War, a Game of the Year contender, thinks this is a good game. So I mean, hey, it's got to be something.
Stay woke.
exactly.
Same.
So later on this weekend, I got invited out because I knew a couple of people from the Kind of Funny community through the Facebook group. Shout out to those guys. And they invited me out to the Kind of Funny meetup party for PAX this past Saturday. And man, what an awesome... Like, I went there like fully expecting it to just be like a handful of people just hanging out. No, it was a full-blown like meetup of about 40, 50 people. And the Kind of Funny people showed up. Like, Greg Miller showed up, Jared Petty showed up, Andrea Renee. I think Scott Lowe was there. Like, shout out to all those guys for showing up. And shout out to Ree and New and Francisco for hooking me up and getting me in with the group and everything. Super cool people. But yeah, it was so surreal getting to just hang out with Jared Petty and Greg Miller and Andrea Renee at a party, just chilling, bullshitting with them. Super cool people, and getting to talk about games and asking Greg about how long it took him to come up with that Spider-Man or that Superman pitch. He said it took him 5 years.
I mean, I
He
get
said
it.
it's a
Like,
passion project. He's been
Yeah,
planning that
October
panel.
2013 he said is when he started working on that.
I mean, here's the thing: as much as I glazed over that Superman panel, I'll give him credit. Greg Miller had a great pitch for that's a Superman game I'd play.
Yeah, like fucking for like it doesn't matter like who you are. If you know anything about anything, you're gonna say that's like an amazing pitch. And I'm telling you, dude, Rocksteady has to be the people to do it. It just sounds like such a Rocksteady game to me. I don't know if you would agree or disagree, but
What if that's their next title and it's all hush hush?
but that's what everyone was hoping for last E3, man, and it never happened.
Yeah, I mean they've been radio silent since Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
Maybe.
what? They were working on a Spider-Man game, and then they're like, "Aw,
Insomniac. Aw.
aw."
Wait, they're gonna switch over to the Marvel side?
Yeah.
They're not gonna stay in the DC side?
I hope they stay on the DC side because there's a lot of good DC heroes that could have a great
Money knows
games.
no loyalty, guys.
It's true.
You know what? Even there's a few even pre-Rocksteady DC games that I like. The Batman Begins game, I actually liked it. Sue me.
I don't even remember
Batman
that.
Begins on PS2.
Yeah, I played the
Whoa.
GameCube one, dude.
Wasn't
I
it
thought
like
it was solid.
wasn't it like a Splinter Cell kind of knockoff, if I remember right?
Yeah, I would say so. It was pretty similar to Splinter Cell, but it wasn't bad, dude. There's much worse games out there than that game. I will say,
Like Superman
I don't know.
64.
Exactly.
Right.
I would love to play that game drunk.
I think that's the only way to play it, Jack.
I would love it.
Oh, you kids need to read about a drink called Paint Can that was at this party.
Nope, don't. I'm gonna tell you now. I've heard what it is.
All I have to tell you is it involves Everclear, and that's all you need to know.
Ooh. Were there bodily fluids in exchange at the Kind of Funny Games after show?
The bodily fluids? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, thank God. There was not a single person that threw up. Thank God.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
there
I'm
was
very
no,
surprised, though.
No orgy.
Yikes.
Oh God, dude,
That's-
is this isn't an anime convention? Settle down.
It's not a furry convention. That's PAX East, Robert. Come on, we all know
Is
that.
that actually PAX East?
I don't know.
Eh,
Full of shit.
Those people on the East Coast, man, they're crazy.
true.
Hey.
No, but yeah, shout out to those guys, man. Hell of a party. Oh, you want to tell them about the other party we went to, Robert?
Yeah, so we went to the Messenger Party, which is the big game that Devolver's touting right now. It came out August 30, I think. So they were throwing a party to kind of celebrate, like, hey, yeah, it's a thing. It was at a Hard Rock Cafe, and it was like a small line to get in compared to like the lines we've seen at PAX West. And it didn't really feel like a Messenger Party because, like, I don't know, there wasn't really much about the game going on. It was just kind of like, here's a bunch of people eating poutine and drinking drinks, I guess.
Sounds like a party to me. Shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
They
And it was
had
actually Greg Miller's wife Jen that was putting on the whole party because she does PR for them.
Yeah.
For the game, so that was pretty awesome. She was busy all freaking night though, so shout out to her though for busting her butt.
Yeah, and they had They had this DJ come on before who was playing like songs that were just like, some of them were good and some of them were just like the baseline you need to like be the formula that is good music but isn't actually good music, if that makes sense.
So like the Terrace House soundtrack.
Yeah, basically. But electronic, EDM, bass and drums kind of stuff.
Yeah, electronic background noise is essentially what it was, except it was hard to ignore because it was so fucking loud that you couldn't even hear the person next to you.
Yeah, it was stupid how loud it was. And for the longest time, I was like, dude, why don't they have like the guy who makes the Messenger's music doing this show?
Yeah.
Because at that point, I had been playing the Messenger for maybe like 4 hours. And dude, I'm going to tell you now, music is phenom. All right. It's like your good 8-bit, 16-bit chiptunes kind of stuff.
Devolver has a good reputation when it comes to music on their games.
Oh,
they really
yeah.
do.
Yeah, so the Messenger was like perfect. So I was like, dude, why don't they just play some of that music in the background? It would be perfect for this party. And then they're like, okay, it's like 10 o'clock. We're going to bring out the guy who does the music for the Messenger. And his name is Rainbow Dragon Eyes. And, you know, I was like, okay, cool.
I love the idea of him as a little baby. His mom's over him with a rattler, like, oh, little Rainbow Dragon Eyes.
So can I ask you, Jack, if I tell you, hey, there's an electronic musician out there named Rainbow Dragon Eyes, what picture of a human being does that paint in your head?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
He looks just like that's right. That's about the only right answer you can provide to that question.
Oh,
Okay.
it's maybe you're closer than I thought you would be.
So this guy walks out, fucking long black hair, straightened.
Yep.
And he has fucking corpse face makeup.
Corpse
Okay.
paint,
What? Yeah,
as
yeah.
in black metal style corpse paint.
Yeah, so like, you know, all white, but then like black around the eyes.
Jeez.
It's like super black around the eyes, and he comes out, "Are you guys ready to party?"
Whoa, what?
This is a true story.
Like death metal voice?
Yeah,
I'm talking full blown fucking black metal. Like, are you ready to fucking party? Like,
Like fucking. What the fuck?
it was like a black metal Andrew WK, dude.
Oh,
And I was just
man.
like looking around, fucking jaw dropped. I was like, "Is this happening? Is this real? Am I?
Wow.
Did I die?"
Yeah, dude. So this fucking 8-bit chiptune fucking metal, like rock / metal music starts playing, which is the Messenger's music. It's the Messenger's instrumental, but it's him singing and screaming over it.
No, actually, he makes his own music. That was all his own music.
Right.
He didn't play any Messenger music. And
Oh.
yeah, and apparently before the Messenger, this guy's on Spotify. If you look up on
Right.
Spotify, Rainbow Dragon Eyes, you will find him. Jack,
Okay.
do you have a way to search Tidal right now? Because I want to know if he's on Tidal.
I mean, I have the Google.
Yeah, but yeah, so his other music is still 8-bit chiptuney stuff, but with him death metal screaming over it. So he was playing tracks that he's already had. He was doing a concert.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it was literally just him and a MacBook.
Yeah.
And he just let the backing track play on said MacBook, and he proceeded to then
Scream?
half sing and then scream and growl into the microphone.
Yeah,
The fuck?
And he
And the fucking developers announced this dude getting on stage, right? The two guys, and by the way, I shout out to the fucking Messenger devs, dude, because the guy was like, you know, I would give you a speech right now, but I'm too fucking drunk and too French to say words. So without further ado, Rainbow Dragon Eyes.
yeah.
And then the same dev dude is in the crowd and fucking going hard to Rainbow Dragon Eyes. I'm talking like jumping up and down, banging his head, and just fucking going, just losing it. It was great.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, guys. Turns out.
And this man would introduce his songs like, "This song is about how you feel when you have nothing to do," and then it just starts playing. And this song
Yep.
about my mom.
this song,
Yeah, and then he gets in the crowd and is like getting in people's faces, and everyone's like pretty much into it.
What the
Everyone's
fuck?
like, yeah.
someone in the front row, he like fucking is on stage, and then he's like bending down to scream in their face, and then he kisses them on the nose. It's just so amazing. And
What
he
a
has
shit
a song. He has a song called "Primordial Booze."
Okay.
That is the level of like.
Okay,
That's where the night was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we hit a point where we're like, yeah, we're gonna go back downstairs.
Okay.
So me and the kind of funny group people and Robert, we all head back downstairs, and I passed Greg Miller on the way out. He's walking in because his wife's there. And I'm like, hey, Greg. And then he complimented me on my shirt. And then as soon as he goes to walk in there, he turned the fuck around and apparently walked back out after he heard the shit that was going on stage.
Is that when you got the selfie?
No, the selfie was after the panel because I didn't know I was going to see him at the party later. So that was actually pretty funny that I ran into. I was like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing here?
Would you say it was kind of funny?
It was kind of funny. It was kind of funny.
Robert, what can I do with you?
Okay. But yeah, that was pretty much the PAX weekend for us.
I mean, that sounds like some adventures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was, man. It was an insanely fun weekend. It really was. I got to meet so many cool, awesome people, and just being there, the spectacle itself was awesome.
Can I ask you a question? Did they have like a bunch of consoles set up for just people to go and play games?
They did have a room
like in the floor
like that. We didn't actually get to go see it though.
Who the fuck is going to those things to play like fucking a Super Nintendo game or like a Genesis game? What is that? I don't get it at all. They had that at PAX South too.
We played Super Nintendo and Genesis games. Granted, they were homebrews.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, but you were just demoing, right? Like you weren't sitting there for like an hour, were you?
Yeah.
No.
You're just checking it out, like, oh, this is cool, and then you go on.
No, I know some people
that sit there.
I know some people who went to PAX same day as us, and they waited like an hour and a half in line just to play PUBG. And I'm like, bitch,
what?
You could
exactly.
You could have stayed home.
I don't understand.
Loaded up PUBG.
I literally do not understand that logic. What is the why? What is the benefit? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was some like tournament with prizes, so that I kind of get it, but I don't value that when it comes to PAX. I think I value more trying out new stuff.
Yeah, that's like that's like going to China and getting off the airplane and going to McDonald's. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Well, I don't know. Asian McDonald's has its appeal.
McDonald's is a bad example. KFC maybe is a better example.
Yeah.
No, I always like to use the example because like Louisiana, southern fucking comfort food, but like going there and eating McDonald's, what a fucking shame, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's like do the things that you can't do, at other times. Like don't go and fucking,
Yeah.
Don't go and play Super Mario Brothers 3 on fucking Nintendo.
We didn't mention, but did you know fucking Dreams was playable there?
Yeah,
Dreams?
as in the Media
Dreams,
Molecule.
as in the PS4 exclusive that's been in development hell for years now.
I've heard some crazy shit about that game.
Yeah, dude, it was playable at PAX. I didn't get a chance to play it myself, but I saw it being played, and it was crazy. Like, that was the first time it's ever been available to the public to play.
You pretty much can make your own games to play.
Right. It's almost like its own engine, kind of. But it's also
and it uses VR, doesn't it?
Yes.
I think there's a VR function.
But there is VR levels in VR for people to play, like, in non-VR?
I don't know enough about the game, because I kind of... I'm not following it because they're not giving us any real information. So I'm kind of like, eh.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to have to look up the hot takes of it from the people that did get to play it at PAX.
What I've heard, the limited amount of things I've heard was that it's fucking crazy. Like, take Little Big Planet and, like, the square root. It's the square root of Little... I can't talk. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy.
Little Big Planet squared.
Squared, yes. There you go.
There it is.
Cubed.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. I don't know. I guess we could transition to what games we've kind of been playing in the past week. Jack, do you want to start us off?
Guys. So it's 2018 and Master Chief Collection is a game.
I've heard.
Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago. Guess what, guys? 2018 September. It's actually playable now. They just released the patch. It's on Xbox Game Pass. And I was like, well, fuck it. I already subscribed. Yeah, I'll download this bitch. And we'll see what happens because I owned it on Xbox One in 2013, I think is when it came out, or 12. Anyways, I couldn't play it. I never got an online game. It was fucking broken. It just did not fucking work unless you want to just play single player or LAN. Or,
so Explain that to me, Jack, because I always heard it was like really fucked and bad, and like, so what was the big problems with it?
I never got into a fucking multiplayer game the whole time I owned it. I never
Like
got
the servers
into
were just
one.
utter shit.
I couldn't get in a game. I sat in the lobby for an hour.
Oh god.
And
Oh,
like,
shit.
how many times are you gonna do that before you're just like, fuck this game? You know what I mean? How many times are you gonna wait like half an hour, 15 minutes even? 5 minutes waiting for a game is a long time.
That's fucking.
Nowadays.
That's ridiculous. It's a fucking first party game.
First
like,
party,
and they're
fucking
Microsoft.
Halo game. That's like that's like Nintendo fucking up Mario essentially.
Yeah,
So
wow.
So they finally patched it.
Jesus.
Happy to say I was able to get into some games, and man, they upscaled it to 4K. It's HDR2. It's got Halo 1 Anniversary Edition, which is like the upgraded graphics.
Right,
Halo
right.
2 Anniversary Edition, which is also the upgraded graphics.
Halo 2, the upgraded version looks so
Hell
nice.
yeah, the CG too. Halo 3, Halo 4, and it comes with ODST, which I've never played, but I've heard great things about. All up-res 4K, HDR, running at a beautiful frame rate, and the multiplayer, man, was fucking nostalgic as shit. It's like going back. I don't know. I was in love with Halo 2. Halo 2 was my shit back then. It was totally. I was a completely different human being back then. Actually, it's so long ago. But man, it was fun to go back. I suck. Turns out I suck at first-person shooters with a controller now. I'm just too used to Overwatch. I'm too used to a mouse and keyboard. So I was like, near the bottom half of every game I played. But it was fun just to like revisit those places. And
So is Halo 2 your go-to then?
My go-to? I mean, yeah, if I had to pick one. Halo 2, I played the shit out of Halo 1. I played the shit out of Halo 3, but Halo 2 is the one that like I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah, I believe it or not, I have not played a Halo game, like really got into a Halo game since Halo 2. The Halo 3 thing that was big with everyone, kind of in my age group at the time was like that kind of just flew over my head a little bit. I never got big into Halo 3.
I waited in line for Halo 3 at midnight at GameStop on High Street in Columbus.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was like shitting themselves over how good the multiplayer was, and apparently the multiplayer is probably still the best in the series. Don't know how true that is.
It had Forge too, which was cool.
Right. The Forge was the big thing, and like I get it though. Like I had my it's still fun to play. I'm still playing Halo 2 split screen. I did up through my freshman year of college at the least.
It's fun. No, it is.
It is a shit ton of fun.
So I have been playing that a little bit. I'm just like, wow, finally, I've been waiting forever. I can actually play a fucking multiplayer Halo game now. Like, wow, thank you, technology. But only by the power of the Xbox One X, guys. It's here now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So I'm having fun with it. I'm glad it's a thing. I'm glad I got Game Pass for it. It's totally worth it.
Only took him 5 years.
Shit on Halo all you want. I don't care who you are. That fucking soundtrack in those games, fucking fire.
Yeah.
Amazing soundtracks.
Yeah.
I probably told you this, but I interviewed Marty O'Donnell for the Lantern actually at OSU.
Nice.
And did I tell you that, Colin? I can't remember.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, it's still probably on the site, right, Robert? They don't delete those, do they?
They don't. I mean, unless they have a reason to delete it. But
Yeah. No, so I interviewed him, and that was right around the
composer
time.
for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was right around the time that he was working on Destiny and got like fired from Bungie and all that. And I was asking him those hard hitting questions because I'm a journalist in college. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm not gonna answer that. And I was like, okay.
There you go. Hard hitting questions.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay. Yeah, but he was very generous at the time. Like he was driving to the airport, and we had like a half-hour interview. It was cool.
nice.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, good thing Destiny's music is super memorable.
Oh,
Destiny 2 is free on PS Plus, you guys.
It is. I played it. Well, if you get it within September.
Oh, this month. Okay.
Yeah, but then you have to pay $60 to get all the DLC and Forsaken if you want to play Forsaken.
Are you free my ass? Are you talking about the game you literally have to, or you figuratively have to pay GameStop to take from you? They give you negative credit for it.
What?
That's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Sarcasm. Okay.
I mean, fucking pretty much. That's the thing, dude. It's just like one of the biggest guys that probably plays Destiny over at IGN is probably Destin Legary, right? He does like the fire team chat.
Yeah, Destiny Legary.
Yeah, Destiny Legary. Yep, that was his username for a while. That's funny. But he was saying that apparently Forsaken is basically what Destiny 2 should have been. Hey guys.
Yeah. That's what everyone's saying. It's the new expansion that doesn't
the
come
new
with the
expansion.
season
I thought
pass.
you meant the old game Forsaken on PS1. I was like, wait a second,
No.
The chick with the tattoo on her face or something. Do you remember that game?
No.
Oh shit.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, it's what Destiny 2 should have been, and like, oh, that's cool, you know, same as how it's free, but then you still got to pay out the ass for all the DLC just to, you know, play the new glossy expansion pack.
I heard that new multiplayer 4-on-4 mode is pretty sweet. I've heard good things.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, so I downloaded Destiny 2 again since it was free, right? And I've been playing a bit of it on PS4, and I've already felt like, well, I got my fill.
You guys are PS Plus subscribers?
Yeah. And I got it for like, I played it for 2 hours ish, and I'm just like, well, yeah, it's still Destiny.
It's
I don't know. There's something about it to me where I'm just kind of like, I'm not falling into this gameplay loop. I'm just not getting into it.
Yeah, your time is better spent playing God of War 3 Remastered, which is also free this month on PS Plus.
Oh,
that's a good game.
I will say Destiny 2 does look fantastic on a 4K HDR screen.
I bet. Destiny 2 is always a looker on PC too. It was the go-to game to show off your ultra-wide, 3440, 1440.
I don't know. It just looks like Destiny 1 to me.
No,
it
it's
looks way
way
better.
improved from Destiny 1. I can't go with you there. Colin.
Yeah, I never play those games.
I just talk about them on the internet.
I just talk about them. Fuck them.
Yeah, guys, Destiny 1's endgame was so bad. Am I right? I never played it, but it was so bad. Am I right?
Fuck popular things.
I'm just glad I get to play Halo now, guys. It's been so long. I bought that game full price. I was pissed.
Damn. Yeah, it took, 4 years and an Xbox Game Pass later.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, 343? I think they're the ones that put it together. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that company? Oh, anyways, they made good. It works now. Better late than never. I guess.
I guess so. I mean, here's the thing though. So you couldn't find a match before because like the servers were shit or whatever.
Yeah, are they really that much better now?
I had no problem getting games.
But here's my question. How many, is it the same 10 people?
No, I played like 3 different. Dude, I was pleasantly surprised. Keep in mind, it's the early part of the month, and it just became free. So and they just had a huge promotion for Game Pass. It was like 2 months for like $2 or something like that. Yeah. So there's a ton of people in Game Pass, and everyone's going to download that because everyone I would imagine is feeling the same way. I kind of feel like burned from the first one. So like, oh fuck, we finally get to play Halo multiplayer. So I think right now is kind of the wave to play it and have it be easy, to get a game. Look, maybe 3-4 weeks in the future, we'll see. Time will tell. But as long as it's on Game Pass, I'm going to keep it installed. And I just installed another gigabyte. Gigabyte? No, terabyte.
Just one gigabyte.
Gig. Terabyte. I installed another terabyte hard drive on my Xbox One for all my Game Pass games. It's like crucial.
Nice.
Oh, good shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Gigabytes, guys, you make fun, but I remember when the PSP came out back in the day, and a fucking 2 gigs memory card was $180. No shit.
Yeah, well, back in my day,
for 2 gig,
we got 2 gigabytes in our PlayStation portables.
We needed a landline.
I saw a meme from I think it was Friends, right? Where one of the characters. I have not seen Friends. Just a disclaimer. One of the characters, he gets a new PC. And he's like, yeah, this bad boy has like 500 megs of storage and like 200 megabyte RAM or some shit like that. Like just ridiculous, like stupid shit. And one of the girls is like, so what are you gonna do with that thing? I don't know. Play games and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. So I'm more distressed at what you said first. You said you've never seen Friends before.
I know. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I know. I've never actually sat down and watched like full episodes of Friends.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore now.
It's literally on Netflix. It's just a matter of turning on a TV and hitting a button.
But like, is it still worth watching?
Yes, widely considered the best show of all time. Widely considered.
All time though?
Yes, by a lot of people, dude. It's their,
like,
their
I will
favorite,
say, like, I'm not gonna,
comedy of all time. I'll say that.
I'm not gonna say I can't get into it because I'm one of those people who are like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Then I'll watch like 2 episodes, and then it'll be 6 episodes later. It's like, fuck me. Okay, I'm in.
From the time I've known you, Colin, to me, it seems super in your sweet spot for humor. I don't know.
Like,
what do you think,
Colin,
Robert?
I will say this. I have seen every episode of Friends probably at least 8 times in my life.
Shit. Oh my God.
And I would still probably watch it again.
Damn,
All right,
I haven't
kids.
done that, but it's a great show. Oh, speaking of
All right.
awesome shows, guess what I got also last week after the podcast? Bought the wife the brand new, just released full series of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Nice.
good shit.
On Blu-ray, so we're
Hey,
all
wait,
up
so
in
you
that.
haven't seen it yet, right?
Yeah, I've seen it, the whole series once,
Oh,
and I will
oh,
totally
you
watch
have.
it again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Secret
so good.
tunnel, secret tunnel.
Dude, my cabbages.
Yeah, we just watched that episode too. That came out. So it's on Blu-ray. It looks sick on the OLED too, 4K. It's upscale to 4K. It's not native 4K, but it's badass. It's the best it's ever looked and sounded. Because the original DVD release, if you guys might not be aware, but had a lot of frame rate issues. There was like some problem in the printing process, so it was considered like a inferior version of that. So no one wanted to buy the DVDs.
You know, it's super annoying too. It's like buying like DVDs or some sort of home version of animated series. Like you always run into complications like that, especially with older series. It's
Really?
a huge thing with Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, because when you buy certain versions, it's actually the image is actually cropped and all that annoying shit. Because obviously the original version of it was 4:3, but then they chop it to make it into 16:9.
I fucking hate that. No, this is all 4:3. This is all 4:3
Yeah,
still.
see, that's what I'm saying. I hate when they do shit like that. It's annoying. But the thing is, if you want the high quality Blu-rays or whatever, you don't have a choice, which sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I bet it must be nice seeing those blue people in 4K now, though. It's pretty great. Can we talk about a game I've been playing though?
no, fuck
guess.
you, Rob.
All right, no, that's fine. We can not.
Poor Robert always
let's-
getting the short end of
Let's
the
keep
stick.
talking about Avatar. So hey,
Were you playing, Robert? Were you playing chew bubblegum and stick it to a wall?
I did. I actually did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard
I
it smells like juicy fruit.
It smells like juicy fruit. I hear you've been creeping on my Instagram, which you can follow at Prontimus, PINOPTIMST. Yeah, no, I've been playing The Messenger. Yo, that game is fun. After I saw it at PAX, I was kind of like, man, that's interesting. And then reviews editor at Game Luster, which you can check out at gameluster.com. He was like, hey, I've got a code. I can get a code for The Messenger. Anyone interested? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's play that. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Ninja Gaiden goodness. Looks like Ninja Gaiden Shadow of the Ninja.
Yeah.
It looks like, in that vein. And like
Yeah.
old school Nintendo style.
No, Jack, this is right up your alley. Like, I am surprised you're not like just injecting it straight into your veins.
Well, let me just tell you though, $20 seems steep, and I hate saying that. It seems steep.
I'm 6 hours in and I've still got a ton of gameplay left ahead of me. So
All right.
it's a lengthy game. It's longer than I thought it'd be for what it looks like.
It's longer than Bloodstained.
or like this year's. What's up?
It's longer than Bloodstained.
Oh, is it
Bloodstained? I don't-
Bloodstained? Curse of the Moon?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
So far, yes. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, this year's just been the year of like crazy good Metroidvania type games. I feel like I don't know if it's that like that's what The Messenger technically is a Metroidvania. It's 2D platformer at least, right?
So yeah, it's a little weird. So like, it starts off as an 8-bit platformer, and if you've seen trailers, you know that the gimmick is you can go between 16 and 8-bit
Oh, I didn't know that.
on the fly. So,
Oh, interesting.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
all right. I'm getting sold here.
Yeah, so you start out as 8-bit, and you're this ninja and living in a ninja village, and
Hey, you're that ninja.
and some demons attack, and the Demon King's like, "Wow, I'll take over the world now." And then this mystical hero comes flying in, and he like fights off the demon, and then he's like, "Hey, you, carry like the protagonist. Hey, you, take this scroll to the top of that mountain because you're the one I'm trusting to do this." So now you're the messenger. You're carrying a scroll to a destination, right? So you travel through all these levels, and it's your side-scrolling, classic platforming, like wall climbing, swinging your sword at baddies kind of game. My favorite thing about it, I think, is this mechanic where you can't double jump, but when you jump and then hit something with your sword, it gives you an extra jump. So you can hit the jump again to
Interesting.
double jump. So yeah, so the platforming mechanic is essentially like all centered around like this pit is too long for you to clear in one jump, but there's like a lantern in the dead center of the pit. So you have to jump to the lantern, smack it, and then jump again off that momentum to clear the pit.
Ooh. Okay, that sounds cool.
I get it.
It also sounds like it's very frustrating, but
that's what I thought at first, but it's very intuitive and you kind of get it very quickly.
It looks kind of like a flint hook in a way, like you're kind of hooking into something and then it uses the momentum.
That's a grappling hook. You get that later in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. So the writing in the game is pretty spectacular. I'm a fan of it because you go to these shops, right? And it's like the same shop connected like via portals or whatever. So no matter what level you're in, you can go into the same shop. And it's the same shopkeeper. And he's just like a snarky little asshole. And he's just like, hey, yeah, you can buy upgrades from me. The first one's free. Here you go. And he gives you like the climbing claws. And then when he gives you the grapple hook, he's like, yeah, no, here, I'll give you this rope hook, I think, or something like that. And the messenger is like, this what? People are going to call it the grappling hook anyway, so just call it that. And yeah, it's the grappling hook.
Right. They're trying to get cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the humor is very cute. Like, you know, they joke about like non sequiturs and they joke about like plot holes that are clearly plot holes. And the shopkeeper's like, yeah, you didn't expect plot holes in this game, did you? Well, there you go. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Breaking down that fourth wall.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Was this designed by a team? Sabotage?
Developed by Sabotage, yeah, and it's published by Devolver. It's one of Devolver's like main things right now. And like we mentioned earlier, music by Rainbow Dragon Eyes. Despite the death metal screaming, I can assure you the music in this game is so good. There is no death metal screaming in this music. It's great.
Okay.
And
It's a damn shame.
Sure.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so you get to a point. Now, this is the really cool thing to me in this game. You get to a point where you can switch between 8-bit and 16-bit, right? And when you go to 16-bit, that's you traveling in the future. So now there are these puzzles in the world where it's like in the past, you know, this was broken down, but in the future, people rebuilt it. So you can like walk across this bridge or something like that.
It's clever. It's clever.
Yeah. And you know, you get the sick hat when you go to 16-bit. It's really cool. So yeah, and the cool thing too is the music switches between 8-bit and 16-bit.
Right.
So when you're in a level, there's the same music, but when you switch to the 16-bit world, it's, you know, higher res, you know, better sound design to it. But it's still the same track.
Wow.
This sounds like a game that belongs on my Nintendo Switch.
Belongs
It is
in a
on
museum.
Nintendo Switch. It's on Nintendo
Oh,
Switch.
shit.
And
Oh,
PC.
shit.
It's on Steam and Switch right now.
What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on PC. That's where I got the code. But I would easily buy this on Switch. It's a fun Switch game, for sure.
Listen, if that doesn't convince you to buy the Messenger, this party certainly would have that we went to.
Actually, it probably would have convinced me the other way.
Oh, yeah.
But no, the game itself though is spectacular. The sound design's really
Cool.
good. They do that thing where when you're swimming in water, the music kind of fades out because you know you're in water,
Yeah.
and then when you jump out of the water, the music kicks back up.
Yep. Wow. Well, hey, I mean, I am coming away from this way more hyped for it than I was coming into it. So I'm going to put it on my wish list and wait till it goes on sale eventually in.
Oh, I thought Jack was
months.
going to be like, I already have it downloaded. Let's go.
And Jack's like, well, we need to end the show right now because I need to play
$20. Just, I mean, yes, it looks like a great game, and I understand like support your game devs, but just for me, you know, knowing that I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time with it, $20 is just a little high for me. So I'm going to wait till it goes on sale. But it definitely is
that.
going on my wish list.
it. Yeah. No, I mean, I got it for free, right? So I mean, I guess I'm a little biased. I do have to write a review for it, which you can check out at GameLister.com in like a week.
How long
or
is
two.
it? Do you know?
I don't know, but I know I'm 6 hours in, and I think I'm close to the end. But by close, I mean like an hour or two.
That reminds me, Colin. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say it's like 8 to 10 hours, maybe.
Okay. Did you get any further in Axiom Verge, Colin, from last week?
Oh, no, I haven't really touched it too much.
Bro.
Honestly, I've been putting a lot of my energy into Yakuza Kiwami 2. It's kind of distracting me right now. I'm not going to lie.
Axiom Verge is a fucking masterpiece, dude. I can't wait to
Oh,
talk
no,
about
I don't doubt it. I really like Axiom Verge. I love it a lot. It's just Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yakuza is one of those series that's like, in my head, it's just like, okay, drop whatever the fuck you're doing just because there's a new Yakuza game. Go play it. I mean, there's not really, like, unless you follow the storyline to Yakuza. I mean, this isn't a Yakuza podcast, so I'm not going to talk about it really. But, like, unless you follow the storyline hard, it's really just more Yakuza. Like, if you like Yakuza 6, you're going to like Yakuza Kiwami 2. It's just Yakuza 2 remade in Yakuza 6's engine.
Yeah,
and
like
it's
I've been watching him play. If he didn't tell me this was Kiwami 2, I would have been like, oh, you're playing Yakuza 6? Like, the gameplay
Right.
looks identical.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty damn similar, aside from Kiryu looking a little bit younger. But damn it, is the story. It's just the story is just so engaging. I'm a sucker for these inner Yakuza politics fighting sort of like Game of Thrones type betrayal stories.
It's fun to watch rich people be bad.
Pretty much. But no, I mean, like, yeah, you've heard me spout off about Yakuza enough, so if you haven't already, man, just do yourself a favor and go play. It's so much fun.
I'm waiting for Yakuza 80s 2. That's the one I'm waiting for.
Yakuza 02.
Yeah. The 80s is what gets me with that one. It gets me a lot.
Dude, Yakuza 0 is so good. It's probably my favorite so
probably
far
my
still.
favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
I've still yet to play that. I have it on PC, just haven't booted it.
Good. It's fucking good.
Oh, so good.
All right.
Yeah, sure. I think it's time to PAX it on up, boys. It's time to wrap up. Really, nothing for that one.
I mean, come on. I'm running dry on material
You'll
here,
let you
Robert.
hang yourself on this noose, Robert.
Fine.
I already made the stupid gun packing joke.
Well, okay, I'm dead now, so one of you guys have to do the sign off.
All right, guys, it's been the Tiny Disc Podcast, and my name's Jack. This is Collin, and this is Robert Scarpanino signing off. Tune in next week, and that's why I don't do the show.
I'm dead though. I'm not going to be here next week, Jack.
Robert's dead. Everybody, tune in next week for just me and Collin till one of us dies.
No, what I will say though is the Tiny Disc Podcast, as you know it, is dead because.
Because Collin killed it.
Collin killed it. No, so we're actually, and this may come as a surprise to some of you, doing basically a full restructure of the Tiny Disc Podcast. We will no longer be.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a restructure. I think we're gonna test it we're gonna pilot something next week.
We're gonna pilot, but you had that to look forward to though. It's gonna be less so video game news and what we've been playing focused, and more so creating games. So if you have any knack or any interest in game design, or maybe just basic shitty improv,
or if you like the game Knack, which is the best game,
there you go. Tune into our new idea here. We'll have more info about it on social media. Give you a little bit of taste of what it's going to be like. It'll make a lot more sense once you hear the new episode. But yeah, basically it's going to be us in front of the mics making a game based on a little algorithm that we made up. And improving the story for you. So look forward to that. Please be excited.
Man, you make it sound like we're going to act out the story.
Oh, we are. Full-blown costumes
LARPing,
and all.
yeah. I got my foam sword here, guys.
Full pro ZD, like, I will not let you get away with this, King Dragon. That kind of shit.
Dude, can we do Pro ZD as the promo, just like really shitty costume?
Where am I going to talk about all the Dragon Quests I'm going to play in between now and then? I guess I'll have to.
Really? You're going to play
find
Dragon Quest?
Somewhere else. Maybe. Why is that so surprising?
You're going to have the time to play a Dragon Quest?
Bro, it looks good. I'm into them slimes. I don't know.
I'm just saying. Spider-Man's
it's such a long game.
Spider-Man's right around the corner. All I'm saying.
Dragon Quest out right now.
Sure, yeah. Hey, so you can email us any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, etc. At tinydiscpodcast@gmail.com. We'll read anything you want live. Well, not anything, but we'll read certain things live on this pre-recorded show. You can follow us on all of our social medias, which you can find at tinydiscpodcast.libsyn.com. And if you enjoyed this show, you can leave us an iTunes review. It'd mean a lot. It'd mean more than you know. It'd help us with getting those digits, fam. Yeah. Yep. And if you can't do an iTunes review, next time you go to a con, try to find us, because we'll try to be there. I can't guarantee we'll be there, but try to find us and then introduce us to all your friends and be like, these guys do a kick-ass podcast called the Tiny Disc Podcast. I just want to do a quick shout out. I did also do a write-up of our day at PAX. So if you want to read about that, you can check it out at gameluster.com. It's one of the featured stories right now, I think. So check that out. Where can we find you guys online on the internet?
You can find me at Collin and Mono, aka @boo__55 on Twitter. I actually fucked that up pretty bad at the party because they all had to sign our Twitter handles, and I signed it BOOO.
Bobo.
Bobu.
I thought Bobu. I wrote Bobu, so I had to scribble over the second B. It looks so shit.
Just like literally.
There was a point in the night where a bunch of drunk people were standing around the poster with everyone's Twitter handles and staring at my handle, trying to figure out what the fuck it says.
Mission
They're like,
accomplished.
wait, are you Collin? Are you Bobu? I'm like, yes.
You're like, this is my legacy.
This is our legacy. Oh, we should also say that Tiny Desk Podcast is doing the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So if you and some friends are going to be there, give us a shout, man. Come say hi.
Yeah, anyone
we are going to be there. The weekend of October 19th, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to be in Portland for at least a couple days that weekend. So we're definitely going to be in and around the convention center and doing all the kind of nerdy things we can fit in. So if you have any recommendations for bars or restaurants or things to hit up in Portland, drop us a comment.
And we're already gonna hit Voodoo Donuts, so don't even question that. That's
exactly.
Sure.
And by the way, if I see you on the show floor sniping my copy of Breath of Fire 4, you're going down, baby. You're going down.
The Gauntlet.
Ooh, you think Analog will be there? Get one of those sleek analog SNESs? That'd be cool.
Hey, Jack, where can we, if I wanted to find out all of your thoughts, where would I go?
Instagram, mr._CEPDA. Mr. Cepeda, if you'll ask.
My man. You can find me at Panoptimus, PINOPTIMIST on all the social medias. Thank you so much for listening to the Tiny Disc Podcast. And don't forget, we have a pilot next week, so we'll see you there next Thursday.